start. Just a second for my screen here. Okay. Welcome to the February 23rd meeting of the Human Rights and Relations Commission. This meeting is being held electronically to comply with the Governor's Stay Safe Minnesota order and to ensure the safety of all residents and staff. All members of the HRRC and staff are participating from their homes or offices. For members of the commission, please remember to mute your microphone when you are not speaking and raise your hand if you would like to speak. We ask that you do not use the chat function in WebEx as we meet unless you're having technology problems. We will have roll call votes for each motion this evening as well as for adjournment. I will ask Reese Kareem to call roll after each motion. I will repeat the motion for the record before we vote and will also repeat who made the motion and seconded. We'll have a full agenda again tonight, so please remember those watching and listening in and your fellow commissioners, and let's try to stay on topic. Before we begin, there are a few things I'd like to cover for those listening in or watching online. The public had two ways to view the meeting tonight. They can watch the live stream on the city's YouTube channel or listen via phone using the WebEx call-in number. There is no community comment during the meeting tonight. The city is committed to hearing and receiving your input on matters. The public can send in comments to the City Council or HRRC through the Council correspondence web form on our website. The recording of the meeting will also be available to watch on the city's website tomorrow. Go to Watch a Meeting link under the I Want To tab on the homepage. Thanks in advance for your patience as we work to conduct this meeting online using different software types and people all participating from their own homes. We hope there will not be any issues, but be assured that we will do our best to continue the meeting as best we can if there are glitches. Thank you to everyone tuning in tonight for your interest in the HRC and our work in the city. Reese, would you call roll?
Yes, Chair Behringer.
Here.
Commissioner Ismail. Commissioner Ross.
Here.
Commissioner Felton.
Here.
Commissioner Epstein.
Here.
Commissioner Nelson.
Here.
Commissioner Edwards.
Here.
Commissioner Stringer Moore.
Here.
Student Commissioner Mizra.
Here.
That concludes roll call.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is the approval of the meeting agenda. Do I have a motion to approve? Or do we have any comments on the agenda? Okay, do I have a motion to approve? Commissioner Ross has put forward a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
And Commissioner Nelson has seconded the motion. Reese, can you call roll?
Chair Behringer.
Aye.
Commissioner Ross.
Aye.
Commissioner Felton.
Aye.
Commissioner Epstein.
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Stringer Moore.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And next on our agenda, we have approval of the meeting minutes. Are there any comments on the meeting minutes from January 26th? Do I have a motion to approve? Motion to approve from Commissioner Felton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Epstein. Reese, can you call roll?
Chair Behringer.
Aye.
Commissioner Ross.
Aye.
Commissioner Felton.
Aye.
Commissioner Epstein.
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Stringer Moore. Aye. That concludes roll call.
Thank you. Next on our agenda, there were just a couple of things that we were going to go over from the 2020 work plan. So I think Heidi, you were going to share something from Initiative 4. Is that correct? Am I remembering the wrong things? I lost my notebook.
No, you're right. Just an update. The remodel that's occurring in City Hall with the atrium. is starting to, should be finished probably by mid-March. So I know in 2020, the 2020 work plan, it was to also have the HRC conduct the assessment of the approved rubric. Since it's been closed to the public, folks haven't been able to get in there. And then taking video while there was remodeling occurring would probably not give the right atmosphere for that. So once I do have that video, I will send it to the HRC group for them to take a look at it and then provide their assessment of the mayor's conference room as well as the city atrium.
That shouldn't affect Days of Remembrance, right, Heidi? We should be good for April.
From Days of Remembrance for 2021, I believe you were considering going virtual.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Park
that. Sorry.
All good.
It's funny, I keep picturing things that I know will be virtual in real life. So I was picturing it that way too. All right, any other comments on Initiative 4? Okay, and then the other one that I think we have updates on is Initiative 6, the bias offense plan review.
I think I found a typo.
In the bias offense plan?
Yeah, let me find it. Hold on a sec. It says to establish a procedure, blah, 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 for people targeted and showing 0 within the boundaries of the city of Edina. I don't know what 0 means. I think it's 0 incidents, or it's just kind of a dangling phrase.
You're right.
Let me pull up the previous document.
Okay.
Maybe it's supposed to be 0 biased offenses.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It seems like it's dangling in midair.
I thought maybe it was 0 tolerance.
Tolerance would be good because I think that fits.
Yep, so I'm looking at the approved bias offense plan, response plan that was approved in 2017. And the wording on there is 0 community tolerance.
Okay.
That works.
And then Heidi, were we going to screen share the other changes, or they were just 4 small changes?
I can certainly go ahead and if you want to just walk through those 4 items, folks I believe should have had access to the recommended revised plan. Or Reese, would it be possible for you to screen share the bias offense plan that was in the packet?
Yeah, let me just see if I can.
Yes, just one second.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you pull these up on the mobile, they don't show the notes well. I've had that problem. That's my only, that's what I'm wondering. Okay. So did everyone had a chance to see this before? There were 4 changes in the notes. The first one under partnership, so it's 4 down. The HRC will. Right, I'm sorry, Rick.
No, I was going to say under partnership, it's the word citizens.
But we're going to change that to individuals. Yes. In the first sentence there, the HRC will partner with individuals and organizations.
It's more inclusive.
And then the second, is the second highlighted?
No, it's on next page.
Yep. Would you be willing to
Under
go to the next
response
page?
plan, number 3. There it is. Right there.
Okay. All right, so and then the change that we're making,
Is an insert
And
after city manager.
okay,
Insert and police chief.
okay. All right. So number 2, in number 3 at the very end, city manager, comma, and police chief, who shall forward it to the police department to be investigated. And then number 3,
That was 3. Oh, the third one is number 6.
all right. And then do we have that one?
Yep, number 6.
Yeah, the change.
The change is the words bias offense subcommittee. Heidi reminds us that there's no official such entity, and it changes from year to year. So the recommendation was to change bias offense subcommittee to yearly designated subcommittee of HRRC.
Okay.
That was the
So
third.
that's in the first sentence at where it says bias offense subcommittee, yearly designated subcommittee.
Correct.
Okay. All right, now I have those. And those,
And then the last one is number 7. And my understanding is that Heidi's recommending we delete the last sentence because we don't know what the process and procedure is yet. And there are issues relating to what information can be shared and when and to whom. So she's got a action item to nail all that down, and then we can revisit this sentence as needed.
that you'll be
And
doing
amend.
some research on it. So, okay, so those are the 4 changes. All right. And then these 4 changes would be submitted to council if we approve it here tonight.
Correct.
And yeah, so the one caveat would be Heidi will be doing more research on that last sentence on number 7. So I would like to make a motion that we approve the bias offense plan.
Can I ask a point of information? Point of information.
Please.
So 2 points of information. It's unclear to me from reading this document when the HRRC chair is notified of the bias offense. I don't know if that should be spelled out specifically, or we could just be made aware of that timeline when the chair, not the committee, but the chair is notified. And then secondly, I know there was talk about how this bias offense would be linked to the website, like the search words that people could enter and the bias offense form would come up. Should we include that just so that it's clear?
I'm getting some feedback or something. I'm
Yeah.
I am too.
very hard time hearing Commissioner Stringer more.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Is this better?
I think
Yeah.
so far.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so my first question was, it doesn't specifically state that the HRRC chair would be notified of the bias offense, and that's just a timeline question for information. And then the second question was, I know in previous commission meetings,
I'm still not here. I'm still.
Yeah, it's muddled. Getting some kind of feedback.
I don't think it's Jasmine's fault. I think if you have your mic on, you're picking up the.
Yeah, it's kind of bouncing back.
Now I'm trying to figure out how to turn mine off.
Jasmine, you're muted though.
Yeah, I muted because I didn't want to have the feedback. Is this better?
I can hear you quite well now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear.
I don't know. I didn't do anything, so I don't know what happened. I'm like in the same spot. So the first question was, when is the HRRC chair specifically notified of the bias offense? What's that timeline look like? And then secondly, did we want to state how us individuals can find the form? Because I know we had earlier discussions as a broader commission that someone might have had a biased offense occur against them and they might not think that it was a biased offense, but they might search other words. So we were going to try to broaden on the back end, like what search words would link to the biased offense form.
On the first question, my understanding was always that as soon as the police department or the city was informed that there's been a bias incident, that we do get informed, the HRRC chair. But Heidi, is that accurate?
Yeah, so generally what has happened is if there is, in some of the cases that I am notified that there is a bias offense, I have sent emails to let folks know that there was a potential bias offense, but it was still in process of investigation. The actual formal process when the HRC chair is notified that there was a bias offense, or whether it is a crime or incident, is after the investigation has taken place. So there's a informal process, but then there is the official process is once the investigation has been determined by the police department. Is that notification process. And then to answer your question, Commissioner Sugar-Moore, with the bias offense form that is on the website, that will be currently changed from Better Together, which is the hosting site that it's currently on now, and then it's going to transition to the city website. And so I know that you had also put that you wanted to have keywords come in, because when you did the initial search for that on the website, it did come up as the first avenue. So we're currently going ahead and just kind of revamping some of those things that are placed on the race and equity form itself. So on the site itself, so we'll be revamping that. I don't know if you're wanting to have something more broad that's listed on the bias offense form that we're looking at right now. Is that what you're asking, Commissioner Sugar-Moore, to have something like put in there where it's more intentional as far as the use of that form?
I think you spoke to my question about what keyword searches would lead an individual to the form. And so I don't know if we need to list that explicitly. I'm not sure. I'm not the expert on that. But I just wanted to make sure that there was going to be a broader keyword search that would enable an individual to reach this form.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that with the bias discrimination form that is on the city website, those are for situations where it may not be immediate. So with that form itself, it does have up to 365 days of the date of the incident. Whereas with the phone call to the police department, it's something that is like where there's a response rate that is more immediate. So being able to have two modes of ways to report bias discrimination that occurs within the city.
And then I think in the past we talked about even placing it in a more prominent spot on the city website. So that may be something that we still try to accomplish.
I mean, it seems to me that this is a kind of a staff issue, isn't it, rather than for us to worry about?
Well, I appreciate the
feedback.
Yeah, I appreciate the feedback, and I think that those are definitely things to consider heavily when we are making those changes to the race and equity page for the city website, and that is something that is occurring as well.
Should I make the motion then, or do we call for? Because after the motion we call for discussion, right?
I thought you made the motion. It just
Okay,
hadn't been
good.
seconded.
All right,
Yeah,
great.
I'll second it.
Works for me. I think Kat's on mute.
Kat, you're mute. I'm worried that I'm lost my audio,
Why
but
isn't he answering me? Actually, Commissioner Epstein, could you repeat the motion, please, for the record?
Okay, we would, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the bias offense incident with the 4 changes that we discussed earlier. Also with the caveat that Heidi will be researching the last line of 7, which is the 4th change.
Was that okay, Reese?
Yes, I still need to do roll call.
I don't think I can do that. I have a second from Commissioner, I'm sorry, was it Nelson?
Yeah. Yes.
So could you go ahead and do roll call then, Reese?
Yes. Chair Behringer,
Here, aye.
Commissioner Ismail. Did I see her? Yes. Okay. Commissioner Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Ross,
Aye.
Commissioner Epstein,
All right.
Commissioner Nelson,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
aye.
Commissioner Stringer Moore.
Aye.
Was that an aye, Commissioner Stringer Moore? Okay.
Hi, sorry. Should I log out and log back in? I'm sorry.
No, I think it's just the feedback from everyone else's mic.
I don't think it's you. I think there's some strange bandwidth stuff happening here.
That concludes roll call.
Oh, okay, thanks. All right, so moving on, we have the 2021 work plan. So initiative 1 is coordinate days of remembrance recognition. And leads are Commissioner Stringer Moore, Edwards, Epstein, Ross, Mirza, and Lichtenberg.
I can take the update on that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So I reached out to Manny Gabler, who was our speaker that was lined up last year via email, received a response from him over the weekend that he is still available to speak. And so I will be reaching out to the committee to get a meeting or a date on the calendar for us to meet. Thank you to Heidi for providing an explicit timeline that we can use in choosing a date and all of the steps to appropriately market the event within the city's guidelines and operating process. So that's our update.
Thank you. Any further comments on initiative 1? All right. Initiative 2 is the Tom Oy Award. Coordinate and select one recipient for the 2021 Tom Oy Award. Commissioner Edwards and Mirza. Any updates?
No, I think we have a few months to worry about that.
You do.
So probably not going to do anything till, what do you think, mid-year?
Yeah.
We try to do the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, I think it's good to start thinking about it in the summer so that you're ready to share information once the school year has started.
Yeah, I would suggest probably August is kind of that planning piece. So then with the closing of the application is probably around mid-November, or maybe like, I want to say the second week in November. And that allows probably about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks for the application process. So just kind of that planning timeline.
In August, we can get the printing and whatever other publicity stuff we want to do. Okay.
Yeah, because I think for this year, this is actually the 3rd year that particular poster design it has been in place. So that 3rd year is when there could be potential changes for the design itself. So that might take a little bit longer. So I would suggest August.
Okay. Why do we have to change the poster?
You don't have to change the poster. It just the poster design is on a 3-year cycle. So I'm just giving you that option if you want to.
Got it.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, initiative 3, coordinate 2021 Sharing Values, Sharing Communities event focused on race, justice, and policing, tied to initiative 4. Commissioner Felton, we have you down for that one. Any updates?
No updates at this time.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. Initiative 4, complete community conversations about race, justice, and policing that began in 2020. And we have Commissioner Felton and Commissioner Mirza. Any updates?
No updates at this time. Thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? Okay, initiative 5, the bias offense and incident response plan review and meet with police department representative for quarterly updates. We did just talk about it with the 2020 work plan, but are there any updates that you want to add for 2021?
Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing stuff and hearing on this device, but no, we have a schedule that we've got put together to meet with the police chief, and then of course we just discussed everything going into 2021. So thank you.
All right. Initiative 6, review and comment on staff proposed plan to identify barriers for participation and reach communities of color through different modes and feedback. And we have Commissioners Stringer Moore, Edwards, and Felton. Any updates?
I will provide an update because I know in our previous meeting, this plan is a review and comment. So the plan will originate from staff members. And so on the staff side, I did meet with the Parks and Recreation Director, and we are going to also reach out to another city, Brooklyn Park, to see what their feedback from community members was, because they did a survey to be able to see what are some potential barriers and just things like that. So we want to get more information on what their modes of data collection is, and then we'll start moving that process along. So I wanted to give you that update so that we are working on that as staff members.
Heidi, did you say St. Louis Park?
Brooklyn Park.
Brooklyn. Okay, thanks.
Heidi, do you know if any other, neighboring cities such as St. Louis Park, Bloomington, Hopkins, Golden Valley have conducted a survey too that we might want to get their results from? Minnetonka?
I have not, but I can certainly take a look. I know I attended a Minneapolis Parks and Recreation conference a couple years ago. And the reason for reaching out to Brooklyn Park is they actually did a presentation on their survey collection with the city. And so there was an infusement of just what are the needs of the city. And so it was on a mass level. So that's the reason for Brooklyn Park, but I will see if there are other cities that have done similar data collection or surveys from their community.
Yeah, I would just add, because especially when we think of the cities that we benchmark ourselves against, I haven't heard Brooklyn Park too often in the conversation. So I'd want to make sure that we are, doing something that's a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any further discussion about Initiative 6? All right. So next we have the chair and vice chair nomination and selection. I will be rotating off. So is there anybody who would like to be chair?
I have a nomination.
That's a pretty loaded
You're
question.
here all right, people.
Is there any reason why we have to change?
I'm rotating off. I just completed my term, so.
Well, that's a good reason.
I mean,
Well,
I can move
I'll,
on.
I'll make a nomination if somebody will accept the nomination. Michael?
I will accept the nomination.
I second.
I just couldn't nominate myself.
Yeah. No, I nominated you.
Okay.
Good choice.
So what happens next, Heidi? Is there a vote? I was actually nominated
Good.
and I wasn't there that day. So I don't know how this works. I don't remember.
Yeah, you can certainly go ahead and do the vote for the nomination of the chair. I would also have you do a nomination or a discussion of vice chair.
Should we do that before we vote? And we can vote for both at the same time?
Yep, you can do that.
Okay, is there a nomination for the vice chair?
Anybody want to put their hand up and be nominated?
How about you, Jasmine? Mute, Cal.
Yep, I'll do it.
I'll nominate Commissioner Stringer Moore.
Second.
Third.
Excellent. So do you have that for the record, or do you need that to be repeated?
Was that seconded by Commissioner Ross?
Yes.
I have it on record.
Okay, great.
No, don't need to repeat it.
And so can you call roll then?
Yes, I can. Chair Behringer,
Aye.
Commissioner Smile, Commissioner Ross,
Aye.
Commissioner Felton,
I and I.
Commissioner Epstein,
Well, aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Stringer Moore.
I'll say aye.
Motion carries.
To Commissioner Epstein and Commissioner Stringer Moore, that's great news. It's here. I think you will both be excellent leaders for the commission, and I'm looking forward to the work that you'll do. All right, so next we have the Edina Community Council. Since Commissioner Nelson is also rotating off, we will need somebody to represent the HRC on the Edina Community Council. Jim, would you mind giving a brief description of the council?
Yes, I'd be happy to. The Dyna Community Council is a group composed of representatives of various entities in the community, which actually includes some entities outside the community too, I guess. Hennepin County Libraries, Hennepin County Bloomington Public Health, which does some work for the city of Edina as well. Our commission, Senior Community Services, Edina Public Schools, Edina Public Community Ed, South Del Y, and the Edina Police. And the council is a governing board of what's called the Edina Family Services Collaborative, which is a funding mechanism for social services in Edina, and also acts as an advisory council for the Edina Resource Center, which has one staff, which is Krista Phillips, who operates out of the community center. And the idea is to share information about strengths and needs from a social service perspective in the city of Edina. So it meets 5 times a year, I think it is. I think we just don't meet in the summer, every other Monday. I guess the downside from a perspective of when we meet, we've been meeting virtually like everybody else lately, but is it's on the first Monday of the month from 3 to 4:30 in the afternoon, which I guess is why I was on the council, because I'm not working. So anyway, the Human Rights and Relations Commission has a ex officio seat on the council, and since I am going off the council, off the commission, I should say, I can't represent the commission anymore. So the first meeting, the next meeting is March 1st, Monday, March 1st. So we need someone from the commission to take on that role. Heidi, do you have anything to add to that? Did you talk to Krista at all? Or?
Yeah, so the meeting calendar for the Community Advisory Board is on the school year calendar. And so as Commissioner Nelson has indicated, March 1st is the next meeting. And then the last meeting of the school year for 2021 is May 3rd. And then once they the new school year happens, they will it will be voted for the 2021-22 school year. And so the proposed meeting times for that school year is September 13th, November 1st, January 10th, March 7th, and May 2nd. So those are proposed dates. And as Commissioner Nelson said, that the meeting times are on Mondays from 3 to 4:30.
Maybe I should add that there's really nothing to do outside of the meetings. I mean, at least the way I did it. Maybe I did it wrong, but it's really an information sharing session, and it's fairly interesting. I probably fell down on the job a little bit, and in the sense that maybe I should have brought some information back to the commission more than I did, but I did carry information about the commission to the council. So things like days of remembrance and so forth. So it was my way of getting the word out to other people in the community. But it's really a very informal group. It's some interesting topics having to do with youth in the community and so forth, and the community needs.
I'll add to that. I represent senior community services on the council, and I find it so interesting to go. There'll be updates from various organizations like Bloomington Public Health, which is actually Bloomington, Richfield, Edina Public Health. So like we've had, expert updates on like the vaccine and the COVID-19 virus, and we've had, presentations from people from the school district. I think it's really interesting. It is generally school focused, but even so, I think it's interesting to hear what's going on in the community. There's people from the library, both the Southdale and the Edina Library. There's, I think, somebody from Hennepin County Action Program. It's just really interesting to hear all of the things that are going on. When there was the fire in the shelter downtown, one of the people who is representing that organization was there with an update. It's just really interesting to hear everything so firsthand.
I would like to volunteer if no one else wants it.
Was there anybody else that was interested?
Okay. Yeah, I would like that.
Okay, great. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Okay.
And Commissioner Felton, what I will do is I will let Krista Phillips know that you are the HRC representative, and she has also indicated that she can meet with you to just give you updates and bring you up to speed, is what she has indicated. So I can give her that information.
Yeah, she sat down with me when I joined and just really laid out everything that she does and everything that the council does, and she was very helpful.
Is it one of the, if Commissioner Felton couldn't make a meeting, is it one where someone else can go in his place, or is it that's a representative that they go to each one?
You can be a backup.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't see any problem with that. Yeah.
So if Commissioner Felton, if there's ever a time you can't make it, just let one of us know, and then I can, I'd be more than happy if I'm not busy at work to do that too. So thank you for volunteering.
Well, but Mike, I think you have first right of refusal, so.
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, I just know that 3 to 4:30 on Mondays for me can be, so no, that's good.
All right, no problem.
So next we have chair and member comments. So I just wanted to thank everyone. I really enjoyed my time on the HRC. I really feel like I learned a lot, so much from all of you, and really enjoyed getting to know all of you. For my next adventures, I've joined the board of a small nonprofit that helps other nonprofits with volunteer engagement and capacity building, and they do a lot of equity work. So I'm excited to be able to carry all of the things that I learned here on with me to do more work in the community. So thank you so much. We'll turn it over to you, Commissioner Epstein.
Thank you. I've got big shoes to fill, but I'm looking forward to doing it. I want to thank you, Kat, for all your time. You've been you were on the commission before I got on, and you've been there throughout. And I value your leadership, and you did a wonderful job. So thank you for all the time you dedicated to this.
Thank you. Commissioner Nelson?
Well, this is my swan song too. First of all, before I get into my swan song, I guess I mentioned that the sign at Yancey Park is up, which is pretty cool.
Saw that hit net, the next door site as well.
That's
So
where I saw it too. Yeah.
Pat's very pleased, by the way.
Yeah, that's really neat. So anyway, it's really been a privilege to serve on the HRC. I'm sorry there's a few of you I never got to meet personally, thanks to the pandemic. Perhaps we'll meet personally at some time, but I especially really want to point out to Commissioner Mirza my thanks, and if Commissioner Lichtenberger was here, I would thank her as well. As I'm so impressed by the student commissioners we've had on the commission over the years. Your input and insight is fantastic, and so we've been through kind of a dark period in our history in the last 4 years. But you know, when I was your age, Commissioner Mirza was back in the early 60s, mid 60s, and believe me, we have made progress. We might have taken a couple steps back in the last 4 years, but we have. I could go on for an hour and a half, but I won't, about the things that I saw in the 60s. But a lot remains to be done, and keep at it. Don't give up on society, and don't give up on us old guys either. We can change too. So thank you, Commissioner Behringer, for your excellent work as chair, and Godspeed to you all.
Thank you for sharing that, Jim. Commissioner Stringer-Moore?
Good evening, everyone. I want to say a special thank you to Chair Behringer for your leadership. I feel like I have every committee that I have worked on since being on the commission has been with you.
That's true.
I will miss you dearly, but I do consider you a friend now, so I look forward to staying in touch, and I wish you best luck with your future endeavors and your new community involvement. And know that I will call on you from time to time. Former Chair Nelson, I joined the commission under your leadership tenure, and you were so welcoming. I'll never forget that you took Commissioner Epstein and I out for like an informal meet and greet the Friday, April 14th of the great April blizzard. And we were sitting at the hilltop and watching the snow fall. So that's a great memory I have of our time together, because Commissioner Epstein and I were babies on the commission together at that time. And it was that Friday evening, and we're like, we really think we're gonna get that much snow? And I remember I had a friend flying in, and it was just a fun experience. I've learned so much from you, and I want to thank you for always challenging me just to dig a little deeper and provide another level of detail and explanation. I am honored that you are a neighbor, so I know where you live. I run into you often at our secret walking place, so I'm looking forward to continuing seeing you there, and maybe even scheduling walks. And I know we're gonna have a great coffee, so it's not a goodbye, but I'll see you in a different capacity. So I thank you for that. And everyone else, can you believe that we're almost a year? Friday, March 13th. I remember all these dates. So Friday, March 13th was the day I first heard social distancing. But I heard a glimpse of good news today as I was coming back to my office from dinner that perhaps by the end of July, everyone that wants to be vaccinated may be vaccinated in this country, and that we may be back to whatever our new normal is, because it won't be like our old normal, but we'll be closer to our new normal, hopefully by the end of July. So that was a bright side, a rainbow amongst the clouds.
Thank you for sharing that. Commissioner Edwards?
Couple of things. I mean, obviously, thank both of you for your service. I can't explain how hard some of this work has been this last year, and still struggling to come through COVID fog or whatever that is. But luckily, we're all healthy, and Liz has gotten both of her shots. I am still on God knows what waiting list. I wanted to mention that the Equality Act just went into the Senate. It's a huge deal. If you get emails from any of our folks, please tell them you're completely supportive of LGBTQ rights. This is a breakthrough piece of legislation, and I think we have a chance to get it through. And what else? I'm just tired of being closed in the house. But doing everything right, I think. We're all healthy. Hopefully all of you are too. So please keep the faith. So thanks.
Commissioner Felton?
Well, thank you, Kat, Commissioner Behringer, for your leadership. I appreciate it. You've been so kind, and great job. And Commissioner Epstein, congratulations. You can count on my support. You can also count on me to be that radical in the room at times. So, but that'll be okay. Commissioner Jasmine Stringer Moore, congratulations on your appointment as well. I think we couldn't have made a better choice or choices. And Commissioner Nelson, I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to meet you in person, but I've enjoyed working with you, just like I've enjoyed working with Commissioner Edwards and Commissioner Ross. You know, my hat goes off to you, being a person that's part of the majority and having an interest in trying to further equity. That says a lot about you guys, so I appreciate that. And that's about it.
Commissioner Ross?
Well, this is getting redundant, but I also want to thank Kat and Jim for their service and their great leadership. Did have the benefit of meeting most of you in person. I haven't met Mark yet, but that will come, I hope, soon. I am one of the lucky ones, I will say, that I got my second Pfizer shot on Sunday. So our household is halfway there. We just have to get my wife inoculated now. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to all of you for your service, and I look forward to working again with Michael and Jasmine. So thank you.
Commissioner Mirza?
So I can actually say that I haven't met any of you in person because when I joined, it was all online. But in such a new environment, in a new role, you were all so welcoming. And for those of you who are rotating off, it was great virtually meeting you. And I'm just going to let you know that at times I do camp out at the 50th Starbucks. And if I see you, I will say hi. So you should not be alarmed by that.
I would love it if you saw me and said hi.
More likely you'll see us at Jerry's.
Commissioner Ismail?
I just want to say thank you, Kat, for the work you have done and for being doing the great job. And welcome the rest of you who have stepped up to be there to take this position.
Thank you. All right, staff comments?
So I have 4 that I just wanted to bring up. And so one is that City Council did go ahead and approve the days of significance. that Hannah and myself presented to you last meeting. One change that was suggested and approved by Council Member Jackson was to also have Days of Remembrance added to that list as well. That has been approved by City Council unanimously, and you should have also already seen some postings, whether it's on social media or even on Dyna TV, that has some of those observances, as well as feedback or even just words from community members of what Black History Month means to them. And so just really thinking about the fact that, it's a great thing that City Council approved that, to be able to have more welcoming and inclusive messaging from the city. So that's one of my updates. And then my second update is that some of you have already talked about the Yancey Park sign being put in today. And so there is further conversation with the Parks and Rec department, as well as communications, to think about what is a meaningful acknowledgement and an unveiling of sorts for the Yancey Park. So it's not just the sign that's going up today, but really how to be intentional in that way. So there's more history that's being researched to see where can there potentially be more of a bigger celebration. So is it when the Founders Day, or looking at the Yancey family birthdays? So really thinking about that intentionally. So there is more to come on that. It's not just that sign that you're seeing. So I want you to know about that. And then the third one is just a congratulations to Chair Epstein, as well as Vice Chair Stringer Moore, that will go into effect for March meeting. So I'm looking forward to working with you both as well, and just being able to grow in my role as well. And then my fourth and final staff comment is just echoing what everybody has said, is just a big thank you to you, Chair Behringer, as well as you, former Chair Nelson, of the work that you've done. And just being an advocate for human rights, equity in the community, and being a vocal voice, which is really great. And thinking about what does that mean to be present for community members, to see that you are leading this work is really great. And I have learned a lot from you both, whether it's in our conversations with prep meetings or even just the bias offense or other things that we've had over the course of the 2 years that I've been here. So I appreciate your leadership and the things that you have taught me, and the laughs that we have had, or just even catching up with each other. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Did you have something you wanted to say, Commissioner Felton?
Yes, I forgot to also thank Heidi and Reese. I know they're paid for their services, but it's still a lot to give up, once a month for us and away from your family. So I appreciate that. And the second one, Heidi, do you know who the new members are for our committee, or can you announce that yet? Or
Yep, they were approved on the City Council agenda on the 17th, so just last week.
okay,
And we will be getting, so the three, and I'm pulling up their names, is Leticia Guardarama, Mamie Siegel, and then Joni Bennett. Those new commissioners will be having onboarding this week. And the protocol is that after they've been onboarded, staff members can go ahead and contact them. So they haven't been made aware yet of this meeting or the next meeting, but we will contact them once they have been onboarded.
Has Joni Bennett been in the HRRC before? That name sounds familiar.
Commissioner Bennett has been on City Council.
Oh, City Council. Okay, thank you.
Great. Were there any other additional comments, Commissioner Stringer Moore?
Just a quick question. I know just from previous years, Reese, you weren't gonna go do an Irish goodbye on us, were you? Because sometimes our fellows leave and we don't even get a chance to say goodbye or acknowledge them. So I just thought I would do a check-in.
No, you guys are stuck with me until summer of 2022. So I say
perfect. No. But I just know that it seems like around this springtime, sometimes we've been saying goodbye to fellow commissioner members and we didn't say goodbye to our fellow and we missed it.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'll make sure everyone knows when I'm leaving.
Commissioner Mirza, did you have something? Okay. Any further comments? All right. I think that's a wrap for us. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So
I have a motion to adjourn from Commissioner Felton. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Ross. Reese, could you call roll?
Chair Behringer,
Aye.
Commissioner Ismail,
Aye.
Commissioner Ross, Commissioner
You're
Ross,
on mute,
Aye.
Mr. Ross.
Aye.
There you go.
Commissioner Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Epstein,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Stringer Moore.
Aye.
That concludes roll call.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Safe.
you.
Thank you again.
Stay safe.